Ask Reddit by Mabel Rossi. What's your story that disproves the saying the worst they could say is no? Do you still love me? I don't think I ever did. That's murder, even for bystanders. I'm so sorry for you. Hey, can I take off Friday 2 weeks from now for an AC/DC concert? Unfortunately, we're understaffed and I need you to work for a month straight without a day off. They didn't say that, but it is what happened. But AC/DC concert? Painful to hear that. A bloke in a pub in Ipswich pestered a girl for a kiss. Rather than just say no, she stabbed him through the kneecap with a steak knife. I have absolutely no idea of the backstory to this. It was a one-liner in a local paper court report section. She was given an absolute discharge, so I suspect the pestering was excessive. Well, hopefully he learned his lesson. I've seen guys get told you or even getting their message screenshotted and made fun of by the girl and her friends. That EWW thing is as rare as they come. Mostly exists on social media as a rage bait. The other part does happen. Basically the girl version of the locker room talk. How old are you? Boy starts laughing. When I was a young teen, I finally worked up my courage to ask out the girl I liked. She said yes. Had a first date, it was good. Had a second date, just chilling on the couch watching a movie, and bam. Realized that I had zero interest in this girl anymore. All of my feelings were gone as soon as I knew that I had her and that she liked me. That was a much worse feeling than if I'd just been rejected. Found out a few unpleasant things about myself that day. It's kinda screwy that I'm training all these new hires and they're making more than me and getting offered benefits. So, can I get a raise? Only seems fair. You're fired. It's not because you asked for a raise. It's because you trained your own replacement. When they say yes and in hindsight you realize that it would have been much better if they said no. I'll call the cops if you come here again. Being told something along the lines of no and fuck you for asking, especially if it's a fairly innocent question. That sticks with you and makes you more hesitant to ask questions later on. Not me, but a lot of women who have stories can't tell them because of how much worse it can be than just no. Not only did she say no, she dated, then married my best friend. Deleted. Jeez, that's really awful. The reaction I got from a girl in the club who started chatting with me and a friend was, "You were disgusting piss off," when I asked for her number. EWW. That bitch. Next time I'll join you clubbing and offend you. Sort of on the opposite end of this. Popular girl asked me to dinner across a bus full of our classmates. GR11 maybe. I had spoken to her before but we weren't friendly, so I said what nah, I'm good, and she got CLOWNED on. If I had said yes, I would have been the one getting made fun of, so I did what I had to do. Had to get approval from my boss before I went ahead with PM services on forklifts. Every fucking time I did I would get yelled at. So I stopped performing them. Then I'd get yelled at when it would break. Endured that for 10 years SMH. My marriage. That one black dude in a wheelchair asking a girl out at a festival. That bitch was brutal. Instead of saying no, she wanted to see if I could fight first. She set up a fight by lying to another guy who brought 4 friends and they beat the shit out of me, kicked me in the face a bunch of times, and I'm now brain damaged and have never been the same. I'm so sorry this happened to you. The next day she shouted through class. First thing when I walked in, he asked me to be his girlfriend last night, haha. I obviously called her delusional, and who would want to date her? As a protective measure. Go listen to Too Hot For You by Barry and the Bookbinders. A female friend I knew for 4 years. We'd hung out a few times and I thought we were developing good chemistry, so I decided to ask her to be my girlfriend. She rejected me because she wasn't looking for a relationship. I told her I respected her choice, but I would still like to be friends and hang out occasionally. She said she wasn't sure as it may be awkward. Okay. So, we got to throw away our friendship altogether because I asked her out. 16 years later and she is the only person who believes she doesn't love me. Because the things that have gone on between us amount to 2 marriages, 3 divorces without any legal paperwork, and the 3 kids we would have had, but